Okay, we're going. Now this is Grant Kukoff on the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now we're here at Occupy LA because their movement to occupy Wall Street is going all throughout the galaxy, and we're here at LA. Now I'm here with one of the folks here talking to them about this. Now, sir, I understand that you have something to say about the real estate market. Now, what do you have to say about the real estate market?
Well, we occupying LA on behalf of homeowners that have been victimized by the biggest banksters in the universe, and that is Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and on and on and on. They have literally gone after the people's homes. They're stealing people's homes, and this is why we're occupying LA, to let them know that we had enough of them stealing the people's homes.
Now, one of the criticisms that the financial industry says about this Occupy LA or Occupy movement is that why are they going after JP Morgan when he created 12,000 jobs? You know, unlike some of the other financial institutions that are firing people, JP Morgan Chase is actually hiring people. Why are you going after JP Morgan when they're actually hiring?
Let me make this clear. We are not anti-banks. We are anti-crime. The problem that these banks have is that they have committed massive fraud, massive crimes against the people. That's what we're talking about. This stealing of homes under false pretenses, using fraudulent documentations, that's what we're talking about. That's why we're here.
Now, we've talked about the rise of the machines of the various terminators throughout the galaxy with the robo-signing conflicts of people just automatically signing loans without doing it. Do you know about robo-signing?
Of course I do.
Okay, so I just got to make it funny. Okay, now the terminators have been occupying this galaxy with their robo-signing. Now, what do you have to say about the rise of the machines and their movement of robo-signing to take over the markets?
Well, what I really think is that it is a shameful, even within the court system, that are accepting false documents, fraudulent documents, to throw people out of their homes. And that news about it is this continues to go on. It hasn't stopped. It's going on right now, even as we speak.
Now, one of the worries now is that Bank of America may actually go out of business. I know Warren Buffett recently put a big investment in Bank of America. Do you think Bank of America may go out of business anytime soon because of all their financial troubles that they're having?
All I have to say is, if they committed crimes, they need to pay for those crimes, regardless of who they are. Bank of America has been known for being the #1 foreclosure king in the United States. If they have committed crimes, they need to pay for those crimes, regardless of how it is.
Now, corporations aren't necessarily individuals. How do you have a corporation, which is actually a separate legal entity, how do you have a business pay for a crime when no one person has actually committed a crime?
Well, just like Obama owns what's going on with this crisis, he is the leader, so you have to go after the leaders, the ones that created the mess. You understand? They literally are responsible for what goes on in the companies. I am responsible for what goes on in my home, as a leader of my home. They are responsible for what the crimes that they have committed against the people.
Now, Obama is being criticized for this movement of creating a welfare state, and people are actually being criticized down here of not being industrious and being lazy and just, not trying to get a job and live off the system. What do you have to say to people who consider that this is just a bunch of lazy people not trying to work and just live off the system and create a welfare state?
Well, it's really easy to criticize people when they don't have jobs, because they do have a job. And the fact is that you have millions of Americans that have lost their homes, not because they didn't want to work, not because they're lazy, not because they want to just kick it at the park. It's because there is no jobs. They have taken the jobs outside of America just for the purpose of gaining more money. That's the whole thing. It's about greed and corruption. It's not about an individual not wanting to work.
Well, one of the criticisms that there has been is to bring manufacturing workers back to America. Now, there's currently 12 million people unemployed, but there are currently 3 million job openings for manufacturing workers on this planet America. Now, on planet America, they're looking for 3 million people to do manufacturing work, but there's no skilled manufacturing workers on this planet America. So what can America do to get more skilled manufacturing workers, instead of having those manufacturing workers go off to other planets in Asia and other areas?
Right, well, the problem has multiple phases here. one of the things is that the fact is that the jobs that they want to create, that the jobs that they want to give, have absolutely no incentives for the people to get involved with. There are minimum wage with no benefits, and on and on and on. If they're really serious about creating jobs in America, they need to fix the housing industry. It will literally create millions of jobs by doing the right thing in housing.
Now, one criticism that the unions were actually there to support the people and actually help people, but lately unions have been criticized for their levels of corruption. Now, do you think unions is a possible solution or a part of the problem?
Neither one of them. I mean, you show me a group, a corporation, organization that has no corruption in it. You know what I mean? And it'd be great. But the fact is that corruption will exist, especially in large corporations, in large institutions such as unions. You see that in the churches as well. There's corruption within churches. You know, we need to go after those individuals that do commit corruption, and you're going to make an example out of them, regardless of who they are. Unions should get involved in this movement. Churches should be involved in this movement. Any agency, government agency, should be fully involved in this, in the changes that bring positive changes for America.
Well, you bring up an interesting thing about churches and religious organizations. It said that if Christians just gave their 1/10 that they're supposed to, and I'll even throw in, if every religion gave the 4 to 10% that they're supposed to according to their faith, we'd solve something like 80 or 90% of the galaxy's problems. Now, what do you have to say to those in the religious community, or even those people of goodwill that are not giving their 4% or 10%, which their particular faith calls them to do?
Well, the churches do play a very important part on the social ills of the universe. One thing that I have to do is stand in behalf of the churches, because they are the ones that mainly give to charitable organizations, and I have to defend them. You know, yes, they should perhaps get a little bit more involved into giving, but they are one of the main groups of social organizations that are out there giving and giving and constantly giving to make this a better world.
Now, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the people throughout the galaxy about this or any other subject?
Of course, I want every homeowner that has been victimized by these banksters to come out to Occupy LA, join the forces. United we stand. And that's how we're going to make the changes, when you come out here and voice your opinions. Thank you.
So in closing, this is Grant Kukath from the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Thank you.